Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about graphing an ellipse with center at H and K, finding the foci vertices, the length of the latus rectums, and the latus rectum vertices. So without further ado, let's do this topic. Now this is already part 2 of our video class. The part 1 of our video, we actually answer number 1 class. So if you want to learn more about this number 1 class, I will just put the link on the description down below. Now in this part 2 class, we'll be answering this equation. So before we answer number 2 class, once again, we need to understand more with regards to the equation of the ellipse. Now the equation of the ellipse class, it says quantity x minus h squared over a squared plus quantity y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. We also have quantity x minus h squared over b squared plus quantity y minus k squared over a squared equals 1. Now you need to remember this one class, that in ellipse, A is always greater than B. Once again class, in ellipse, A is always greater than B. Therefore class, if your A is aligned on x minus h squared, once again your A is aligned on x squared, your longest diameter class will be located on x-axis. And this is what we call class your major axis. Once again class, if your A is aligned on x squared, your longest diameter will be located on x-axis, and this is what we call class your major axis. And to find the length of your major axis, the equation, that will be 2 times A. So 2 times A, that would be the length of your major axis. And this line right here, class, this will be the length of your minor axis. And to find the length of your minor axis, that would be 2 times B. Alright, now, if your A is aligned on y squared, once again, your A is aligned on y squared, your longest diameter will be located on y-axis. And this is what we call class your major axis. So once again, if your A aligned on y squared, your longest diameter will be located on y-axis. And this is what we call class your major axis. And to find the length of your major axis, same equation class, that would be 2 times A. 2 times A, that would be the length of your major axis. And this is your minor axis class. And to find the length of your minor axis, that would be 2 times B. Once again, class, if your A aligned on x squared, this will be our expected graph. If your A is aligned on y squared, this will be your expected graph. Now, the question there is, how will we know that A is aligned on x squared or A is aligned on y squared? Now, you will know that one class based on the given denominators of the equation. Example class, for number 2. Check the denominators class. Of course, we know that 16 is greater than 9, right? Once again, 16 is greater than 9, therefore our A is aligned on y squared. Okay, once again class, based on the given denominators class, you will know that your A is aligned on y squared or your A is aligned on x squared. Because we know that in ellipse, A is always greater than B. Once again class, in ellipse, A is always greater than B. A and B class are in the denominators of this given equation. Of course, we know that A is greater than B, therefore 16 is greater than 9, therefore our A is aligned on y squared. Simple as that class. So therefore, for number 2 class, our expected graph will be like this. We have vertical major axis because our A is aligned on y squared. For number 1, which is greater class, 9 or 4? Of course, the greater number is 9. So therefore, our A is aligned on x squared. And this will be your expected graph for number 1. We already answered number 1 class, so feel free to see the video class. Once again class, for number 2, this will be our expected graph because our A aligned on y squared. Alright, so let's talk about foci vertices. Now if your A is aligned on x squared, this will be your equation for the foci, h positive negative c comma k. So we also have this one, if your A is aligned on y squared, this will be your equation h comma k positive negative c. Now, for the foci vertices class, we can actually find that one doing manually based on the graph, or you can have this equation class. But once again class, do not be worried because we will try using this equation and then we will try manually class finding the foci vertices. Because for me class, I better find the foci vertices manually if I am doing the graph. Okay? If you are doing the graph class, you can find the foci vertices manually. But if you're confused class later on, we will use this equation. Let's check if we have the same answer. Now, for the latus rectum vertices class, if your A is aligned on x squared, this will be your equation. So we have h positive negative c comma k positive negative b squared over A. Now, to find the length of the latus rectum, class, this will be your equation. Latus rectum length, 2b squared over a. Now, do not be confused with this one, class. B squared over a, it means half the length of the latus rectum. Okay, once again, b squared over a, that's half the length of the latus rectum. Now, if you have this kind of graph, class, your a is aligned on y squared, this will be our equation for the latus rectum. H positive negative b squared over a, so that would be half the length of the latus rectum, b squared over a, comma k positive negative c. And for the length of the latus rectum, same equation. Once again, b squared over a is half the length of the latus rectum. So this is b squared over a. Alright, so to formally understand this one, class, let's grab example number 2, class. Alright, so first thing to do, class, is we need to find the center. So center, that would be h comma k. So our h, class, is beside x and our k is beside y. Once again, class, you checked the equation, class, a while ago. So we will be using the second equation because our a is aligned on y squared. So our h is beside x and our k is beside y. So therefore, this will be our h and this will be our k. Now for our h, class, if this is positive 1, you get the additive inverse. Not forget about that one, class. You get the additive inverse. This is positive 1, our h will be negative 1. And our k, if this is negative 1, get the additive inverse, our k is positive 1. Alright, so next thing to do, class, is we need to find the value of a and the value of b. So once again, class, we'll be using this equation. Okay, because 16 is greater than 9, so we will be using this equation. Our a is aligned on y squared. So to get the value of a, that would be a squared equals 16. So a squared equals 16. And for our b, that would be b squared equals 9. So once again, a squared equals 16 and b squared equals 9. So to get the value of a, you extract square root both sides. Cancel this out. And our a is equals to 4. And to get the value of b, extract square root both sides. Cancel this out. And our b is equals to 3. So the square root of 16, that's 4. The square root of 9, that is 3. So therefore, our a is equals to 4. And our b is equals to 3. Alright, and the next thing to do, class, is we need to find the value of c for us to locate the focus. Once again, class, in ellipse, we do have 2 focus. And we call that 1 foci. So to locate the foci, class, we need to find the value of c. And the formula, that would be c squared equals a squared minus b squared. So simply substitute the value of a and b. Our a is 4. 4 squared minus our b is 3. 3 squared. So 4 squared, class, once again, it doesn't mean 4 times 2. It means 4 times 4. So 4 times 4, that's 16, minus 3 squared, it means 3 times 3. 3 times 3, that is 9. So 16 minus 9, that is 7. And then copy c squared. So to get the value of c, you extract square root both sides. Cancel this out. And our c is equals to square root of 7. So we need to get, class, the decimal number for square root of 7 because it's hard for us, class, to grab square root of 7. So we need to get the decimal value for square root of 7. So square root of 7. So we will have 2.645. So 645. So we need to have at least 2 decimal numbers, class. 2.645. So let's have 2.65. After 4, that's 5. So this will be 2.65. Alright, so our c is equal to square root of 7 or 2.65. Alright, so once you have your a, your center, your b, and your c, you can plot this one, class, on the Cartesian plane. Alright, so let's plot this one, class. Once again, class, we will start at the center. So once again, our center h and k, negative 1 and then positive 1. When you plot this one, class, it should be ordered pair, x and then y. So our x is negative 1, so this one, and our y is positive 1. So this will be our center, class. Alright, so that's negative 1 and then positive 1. So we can label this one our center. That is negative 1 and then positive 1. Alright, and the next step, class, our a is 4. So therefore, we move 4 units upward and then 4 units downward. Now, you will be asking questions, sir, why is it upward and downward? Once again, class, our a is aligned on y squared. If it's y, class, y-axis. Once again, this is y-axis, x-axis. So this is x-axis and then y-axis. Once again, our A is a line on y squared. We get that a while ago, plus the square root of 16, that is 4. So our A is a line on y squared because 16 is greater than 9. Therefore, we move 4 units upward and then 4 units downward, starting from the center, class. Okay, starting from the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be our first point for the major vertex. Okay, this one right here. So once again, let's do it step by step. So this will be our first point for the major vertex. Once again, class, our major axis will be located on y-axis. We have vertical major axis because our A is a line on y squared. Alright, and then 4 units downward. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be our second vertex for the major axis. Alright, and then next step, class, our B is 3. Therefore, we move 3 units to the right and then 3 units to the left. Sir, why is it right and left? Because our B, class, is a line on x squared. This will be our minor axis. So once again, 3 units to the right and then 3 units to the left. So 1, starting from the center, class. Once again, you always start at the center. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. This will be our vertex for the minor axis, and this is what we call, class, co-vertices. And then 1, 2, 3. So this will be the second vertex for the minor axis. Alright, and then our focus, class, once again, our focus is 2.65. So you will start at the center and then you move 2.65 units upward and then 2.65 units downward. Now you'll be asking question again, sir, why is it upward and downward for the focus? Once again, class, your focus will be located at the major axis. Once again, class, the focus or the foci will be located at the major axis. Always remember that one, class. Focus is always located at the major axis. So starting from the center, you move 2.65 units upward and then 2.65 units downward. Sir, why is it upward and downward? Because our major axis, class, is located on y-axis. So you start at the center and then 2.65 units upward, 1, then 2, then this is 3.5, so 0.65, so more than half of 3 and 4. So this one right here, simply estimate, class. Alright, so this will be our focus. Once again, 1, then 2. This is 2.5 in between 3 and 4. So we have 0.65, so more than 0.5. So 3.65, this one right here. Alright, 1, then 2, then more than, this is 3.5, so this is 65, so more than 3.5. Alright, and then downwards, 1, then 2, so 1, then 2, so this is 0.5, this will be 2.65. Simply estimate, class. More than 0.5, so that would be 2.65. 0.65 right here. Alright, so this will be our second focus. Once again, class, we do have 2 focus and we call that one foci for our ellipse. So we can write the vertices, class, ordered pair. So let's start with the major vertices. So the major vertices we have, so we have this one. Major vertices, our x is -1 and our y is +5. The other one, this one, our x is -1 and our y is -3. Alright, for the co-vertices or the minor axis vertices, we have -4 for x, -4 for x, and then y is +1. So we can actually write this one, class, vertices, and then this one is co-vertices. Vertices for the major axis, and then co-vertices, that will be vertices for the minor axis. We have -4 and then +1 for y. And the other one, we have +2 for x and then +1 for y. Alright, and for the foci vertices, so foci vertices, so we have this one. This is for x is -1. So once again, class, ordered pair, it should be x and y. X is -1. And then our y is 3.65. So once again, we moved 2.65 units a while ago. So 1, 2, then 0.65. This will be 3.65. positive 3.65. And the other one we have, this one is negative 1. So negative 1. And then 1. So we move 2.65 units. 1, then 2.65. So this will be negative 1.65. Negative 1.65. Alright, so once again, class, you can find the foci using this equation, class. If you're confused with that one, because for me, class, I better do it manually based on the given graph, class. Because you can see, class, based on the given graph, what is your foci, what will be your vertices, and later on, class, we will explain also how to find the latus rectum vertices using this graph. But if you're confused, class, you can use this equation, class. It's up to you, class. Which do you prefer? So once again, this will be our graph and this will be our equation for the foci. So we have H, comma, K, positive, negative C. Alright, so let's try this one, class. Alright, so simply substitute, class, the value of H, K, and C. Let's check, class, if we get the same answer. So our H is negative 1, comma, our K is positive 1. Let's start with plus, our C is 2.65. So negative 1, comma, 1 plus 2.65, that would be 3.65. Yup, you will have the same answer, class. Okay, so how about this one, class? Let's try minus. So same answer, yup, we get the same answer. Alright, so let's try this one, class. Once again, our equation. I erased the equation, class. I apologize for that. So our H is, once again, negative 1, comma, our K is positive 1. Let's have minus our C is 2.65. So this will be negative 1, comma, 1 minus 2.65. That would be negative 1.65. Yep, same answer, class. Alright, so it's up to you, class. Which do you prefer? You can use this equation or you can do it manually, class. But once again, class, for me, I will just do it manually because I can see, class, based on this given graph. Alright, so next step, class, is we need to find the length of the latus rectum. Now, once again, class, a latus rectum is a line that will pass through this focus. If this is your focus, latus rectum will be a line, class, that will pass through this focus. Okay, so we need to get the latus rectum for us to graph this one, class. Alright, so once again, latus rectum is a line that will pass through the focus. And to find the length of the latus rectum, our formula, latus rectum is equal to 2b squared over a. So simply substitute, class, the value. So equals 2, copy 2. Our b is 3, so 3 then squared over our a is 4. So once again, class, you always follow PEMDAS, class. Okay, you always follow PEMDAS. Do not multiply 2 and 3. It should be 3 squared comes first. Parenthesis exponent. So copy 2. Parenthesis exponent. So 3 squared, it means 3 times 3. That is 9. So 2 times 9 over 4. So 2 times 9, that is 18. So this is 18. Divide 4. So you can use your calculator, class. 18 divided by 4. So 18 divide 4. We will have 4.5. So latus rectum is equals to 4.5. So once again, class, the total length, that is 4.5 for the latus rectum. Now we need to divide this one, class, by 2 because we need to move half units going to the right from this given focus and another half units going to the left. Half units for the latus rectum, class. Once again, class, we need to divide this one by 2. Question, why is that, sir? Because the total length, class, is 4.5. Therefore, we need to move half units for this latus rectum going to the right and another half units for this 4.5 going to the left. So we need to divide this one by 2, class. I hope you're not confused with that one, class. Once again, the total length is 4.5. We need to divide this one by 2 because starting from the focus, we need to move half units for this latus rectum going to the right and another half units going to the left. So 4.5 divide 2. So that would be 2.25. So therefore, b squared over a, once again, class, b squared over a is half the length of the latus rectum. Our answer is 2.25. 2.25. So therefore, class, we need to move 2.25 units starting from the focus going to the right. for our length. So 2.25 units, 1, then 2, then 0.25. So simply estimate class, 1, then 2, then 0.25. 0.25, this one right here. In between 0.5, so this one right here. So once again class, simply estimate class, and you do it step by step class. Alright, so this will be our first point, first vertex for the latus rectum. Alright, going to the left, starting from the focus, 1, then 2, then this one right here. Once again class, simply estimate class. So this will be our second vertex for the latus rectum. Alright, and same class for the bottom part of our focus. Once again, we move 2.25 units, going to the left and then going to the right. So going to the left, 1, then 2. So same, this one. 2.25 units. 1, then 2, then 0.25. Alright, and on the right, 1, then 2, then 0.25. Alright, so that's it class. You're all set. So once you have the vertices for the latus rectum, we can now graph this one class. So graph this one class, connect the given points. Alright, so connect this one. I'm sure class, if you have your graphing paper with you, this will be a perfect ellipse class. So this will be our... Alright, so this will be the ellipse. Right, so this one right here. That's it class, that would be our ellipse class. So I'm sure class, if you have your graphing paper with you, this will be a perfect ellipse. So let's find class, last one class, the vertices for the latus rectum, and then we're all set. So let's do it manually, and then later on, let's have the equation class. So for me, once again class, for me, I better do it manually because I can see class based on the given graph. So let's do it manually class. Let me just erase this part. Alright, so let's find the latus rectum vertices class. So once again, LR vertices. So we have, starting from this point, we have negative, our x is negative 3.25. Once again, we move 2.25 units a while ago. So 1, then 2, then 0.25. So this will be negative 3.25, negative 3.25, comma, and this is the focus class. Once again, this is the focus, and our foci a while ago, this is positive 3.65. So once again, this is positive 3.65 for our focus. So x is negative 3.25 and y, that would be 3.65. That would be our first vertex class for the latus rectum. Alright, so we can have this point. So this is negative 3.25. And the focus, this one, this is 1.65, right? Negative 1.65 for our focus. Negative 1.65. Alright, and then this one. So this will be positive. So this is positive 1 point. We move, once again, we move 2.25. So 1, then 2, then 0.25. So this will be 1.25 for x. 1.25 positive. And our y, that would be the focus class, 3.65. Alright, and the other one class, we have this one. Once again, this is for x, that is 1.25. So 1.25, this one right here. So 1.25, positive 1.25, and for y, that is negative 1.65. Alright, so let's check class if we get the same answer using the equation for the LR vertices. So once again, this will be the equation. Quantity h, positive negative b squared over a, comma k, positive negative c. So our h is negative 1. And then let's start with positive plus, once again, class b squared over a, half the length of the latus rectum. And this will be our answer, class, 2.25. Alright, plus 2.25, comma, our k is positive 1. And let's have positive c, class. positive. Our C is 2.65. Alright, so combine this one class. Once again, if they don't have the same sign, subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So 2.25 minus 1, of course, that would be 1.25 positive because 2.25 is greater than 1. So positive 1.25 comma 1 plus 2.65, that would be 3.65. 1.25 and then 3.65. Yup, same answer, class. Alright, so you got the same answer. So let's have this one. Let's have positive for b squared and then negative for c. So we're done with positive and then positive. Let's have positive b squared and then negative for c. So h is negative 1. And then we have positive 2.25. Once again, h is negative 1. B squared over 8, that's 2.25. K is 1. And then let's have minus class for C. Minus our C is 2.65. So, once again, this will be negative 1 plus 2.25 and like sign. Subtract 2.25 minus 1. That would be 1.25. Copy the sign of the larger number. 2.25 is greater than 1. That would be positive 1.25 comma 1 minus 2.65. So once again, unlike sign, subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. 2.65 minus 1, that would be negative 1.65. Copy the sign, class. Yep, we have the same answer. 1.25 comma negative 1.65. Same answer, class. Alright, so let's try this one, class. If we get the same answer, let's have, a while ago, we have positive for b squared. And then we're done with positive negative c. Let's have negative b squared and then positive negative c. Let's check if we get the same answer. So we're done with positive b squared plus b squared over a. Let's have negative b squared over a. Alright, so let me just erase this one, class. We're almost done, class. I just checked, class, if we get the same answer using this equation. So once again, our h is negative 1. And let's have negative b squared. So minus b squared over a, that would be 2.25. Comma, then our k is positive 1, sorry, positive 1. Then let's have positive c, that would be 2.1 plus 2.65. Alright, so negative 1 minus 2.25, if you both have negative, simply copy negative sign, then you will add the number. 1 plus 2.25, that would be 3.25. Both negative, simply copy negative sign, then you will add the numbers. Comma, then 1 plus 2.65, that would be 3.65. So negative 3.25 and then positive 3.65. Yup, same answer, class. Alright, so let's have negative for b squared over a and then negative for c. So this will be negative 1. Okay, once again, negative 1 minus h is negative 1 minus b squared over 8. That's 2.25 minus 2.25. And then comma, so we're done with positive c. Let's have k is positive 1 minus 2.65. Alright, so both negative, simply copy negative sign and then you add. This will be negative 3.25, comma, unlike sign, subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. This will be negative 1.65. Same, class. So check, class. Negative 3.25, comma, negative 1.65. All set, class. That's it, class. You're all set. So once again, class, it's up to you, class. Which do you prefer? For me, class, I just better use the graph for me to check the latus rectum vertices. But if you're confused, class, you can use this equation, class. That's it, class. All set. So once again, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.